step into the future of AI video production. Today, we enter a new reality. Strap in. The creative revolution starts now.
Thanks for coming, everyone. We're excited to have you. Since day one, Artlist had a simple mission: to empower creators with creative freedom. We started our journey solving the problem of licensing assets, but the goal was always clear: helping creators succeed. Over the years, we grew and the offering evolved, but our focus never changed. Fast forward to today, Artlist is the chosen platform for over 50 million creators from 160 countries, trusted by the world's biggest brands. But as we enter what may be the biggest shift our industry has ever faced, we're left with new questions. Questions like, what does creativity look like going forward? More importantly, what role can we play? Our obsession has always been to empower creators, and that obsession led us to a new mission: making sure creators have control in the age of AI. That means AI that doesn't mimic or replace them, but help you succeed. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll unveil the most ambitious roadmap in Artlist history, and it starts with Artlist Studio. Artlist Studio embodies our vision for the future, a future of maximum control. It's not about endlessly prompting and tedious work, but creative decisions done in intuitive ways. So, it's time to take control back.
Artlist Studio is the future of AI video production. Move beyond prompts and intuitively control every stage of the process. Cast characters with unique voices and personalities. Create any world your story demands, or return to ones you've already built. Get full directing control. Direct the camera, lighting, and movement with precision and consistency, and make changes easily. To build your entire film, shot by shot, exactly like a real production. It's not just built for you. It's for you and your crew to collaborate and bring your vision to life. In 2026, you'll step into the future of video production with Artlist Studio.
We're all creatives, filmmakers, storytellers, innovators, and no doubt early adopters. AI has changed the way that probably all of us think about our work. But the reality is that AI is inconsistent, unpredictable, and before you know it, you're spending more time wrestling with prompts than thinking about your story. And that was never the point. It's about the subject, the characters, the emotion, and most importantly, the story. We're building Artlist Studio not just to improve the process, but to protect the very best parts of creation, the elements and nuances that we all love. We started by looking at what we all did before AI. How did we create in the real world? What was the thought process, the decision-making? What made it human-centered and exceptional? So what does that look like in a world of AI? Well, it starts with you building your story the way you already think about it, through places, moments, and people. Let's say I want to create a short scene. I often start with my main character and how they look. I would describe them in as much detail as I want to, an African-American woman in her 30s. Instantly, I can start looking at images. These are visually different, but I couldn't really tell you how to prompt for those differences. And that's the point. This is not prompt engineering, it's casting. I like these two. They both kind of fulfill what I asked for, but I prefer the one on the right. And even though I don't really know why, I instantly imagine this person in my story, and that is what's important. You're not just choosing how they look, you're choosing the energy that they bring and how they sound.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm 30 years old and I'm from New York.
Soon you'll be able to describe their personality and even their backstory too. The process is just as flexible for location scouting when you're trying to find that perfect home for your story. You can use either real reference photos or just start from scratch. I know I want a subway. Instantly I see dozens of options and I can choose the color, how grimy it is, the atmosphere, what fits my scene. With Artlist Studio, you're in control over every element. Just like on set, you can make detailed changes while you're framing up your shots. Here, I want to add some more people in the background. Actually, let's also just adjust the lighting too. That feels right. Now that everything is framed, it's time to start directing. To guide the camera, I can compose every frame I want in the shot, the start, the middle, the end, and everything in between. I can describe what happens in the shot and what my characters say. So, now that I've built it all out, I can step back and look at the full scene coming together. Of course, part of making videos is collaborating with colleagues, clients, and maybe even AI as a creative partner. And that can lead to some really big and unexpected changes. What happens if this should not have been a subway and someone decides it should take place in an airport? With Artlist Studio, you do not start over. A few clicks, the location changes, everything adapts, and suddenly we have this. This is Artlist Studio, a tool that finally lets you direct AI in the same way that you direct real production. And it is coming this spring. But Artlist knows you don't want to just wait for that. You want the best tools right now. So I'm going to hand over to Roy, that's going to tell you all about what we've got cooking up.
All right. Hi, and thanks, Josh. So Studio is the future of AI video production and the new way to produce videos from end to end. And today, we're completing the AI ecosystem with the launch of the Artlist AI Toolkit. It's available today. Now, this goes beyond surface-level features, offering a deep creative platform that becomes part of how you work and at the same time enhances your creativity. The AI Toolkit has everything you need to create with AI, now organized for you.
Introducing the Artlist AI Toolkit, the most organized AI platform for creators. Combining leading image, video, and voiceover generators into one seamless experience, with new models added instantly. And new features added as technology advances. So you'll always be at the cutting edge of creativity. With the AI Toolkit, become an entire production house, producing stunning videos effortlessly. So go to Artlist and start creating without limits.
While the studio is all about structure and control, the toolkit is all about creative freedom and unlimited possibility. The toolkit is the most intuitive AI creative platform, with access to all the best models in the world in one place. When a new model comes out, whether it's Aura, VO4, or something else, it will be available right here, in one single interface, in one safe commercial environment. But it's not just about the models, it's about the cohesive experience, from images to videos and voiceover. It's the entire AI creative ecosystem, all in one place. And the toolkit will always evolve with new capabilities. It's built by creators, for creators. It's your trusted source for the latest features, what's possible, and what you need. Now, more features are coming soon, starting with the Artlist Agent. This is the LLM for video creators. It sits on top of everything. The agent understands your request and automatically selects the best model for the task. And this is also where personalization comes in. You can upload your brand guidelines to keep your style consistent. Another feature coming soon is Smart Canvas. We understand creators. We know you work visually. And so working in ways like dragging and dropping is far more intuitive than typing. The canvas recognizes the selected item and performs the action. And you can also work node-based with workflows that gives you even more creative freedom. It also allows teams to collaborate visually and turn projects around faster. And team needs greater control to effectively manage usage and scale responsibly. And the toolkit is built to support that. Now, the studio and the toolkit will be fully connected. Everything you create in the toolkit can be dropped directly into Studio, and vice versa. Together, they give you even greater control and creative freedom to achieve exactly what you want. And this is the Artlist AI ecosystem. But that's not all. There's one final announcement. Today, we're launching our own model. Thank you. Thank you. It's the most cinematic image generation model to date, coming in 4 styles, specifically made for video creators, trained on Artlist's high-quality original footage to deliver our signature style visuals. It's available today in the Artlist AI Toolkit. It's the Artlist Original 1.0. Thank you. And now, to show you how all this changes your day-to-day, Liran will talk about the impact AI is having on production teams and the creative workflow. Thank you.
So, we've heard the vision, we've seen the tools. Now, let's talk about the workflows. For decades, we've been forced to work in the linear creative process. Idea, script, storyboard, production, post-production. It's a fragile chain. Any mistake you make, like missing a shot on set, you'll pay for it in time, money, and quality. With AI, the new way is circular, and it's almost risk-free. All you need is a good idea. And from there, you can work on everything. We edit, we visualize, we shoot, and we generate all at the same time. But before you can work in a circular way, you need to adopt these AI tools. And it is hard, but not as hard as becoming a filmmaker. It can take a few weeks or months. When my team started adopting these AI tools, they've burnt through tons of AI credits. They had to unlearn old habits. They actually had to learn to direct AI. It is a learning curve. At first, productivity actually dipped. But once we've pushed through that friction, we were able to increase our creative output tenfold. They've stopped being motion designers and editors, and they've become directors. Let me show you an example. Here, we wanted to change our setup for this indoor shot. In the old world, that's a reshoot, or even worse, a fix-it in post. And with AI, it's just a few clicks. We iterated as many times as we wanted, and it only took 15 minutes. We aren't fixing it in post anymore. We are creating it on the spot. And here's the outcome. One person, taking 3 days, created this ad.
Go to Artlist and use the best AI models to turn your wildest ideas into full-blown films. Precisely how you imagined them. How precise? Allow me to demonstrate.
What is it doing?
It'll do exactly as the prompt says.
Get a shot of that! That's precision for you!
Yes, helicopter man. Artlist AI gives the control back to video creators.
What a skillful gorilla!
So go to Artlist and start creating without limits.
Now, you might be thinking, I shoot real cinema. I don't need to generate commercials. We think that what you need is the hybrid workflow. What you just saw probably costs a few $1,000,000, but we were able to save a few $100,000 by replacing one shot with a generated one. Did you catch it? It was this one. Did you tell the difference? Because your audience can't. We actually generated 2 shots. The barrier to entry used to be money. Now, it's just taste. Now, take that and scale it. Let's say your budget is $500,000. You invest it in great actors, in a great script. But those massive establishing shots, that pesky intercut that takes 3 hours to film on set, you generate it. You are taking a $500,000 of a budget and putting a $50 million of production value on screen. You don't replace the talent, you replace the logistics. Now, this all might sound a bit over the top, so we ran the numbers on our latest campaigns using our own AI tools, and the impact on our bottom line was drastic. We were able to cut our production costs by 80%. Projects that used to take 3 months now take 3 days. Let that sink in. 3 months to 3 days. That isn't efficiency. That is the competitive advantage that makes the old way of working outdated. Now, we are giving you the speed of AI, but with the control of a director. The industry is adopting these tools as fast as they progress. And you could be at the forefront of it. And to talk more about all of this, we've brought a panel of great people who are already at the forefront of it.
So we have Bernie Milan. Bernie is the global lead of generative media for cloud AI activation at Google Cloud.
There you go.
Welcome, Bernie. It's amazing to have you. We have Rourke Sifton-Mintz. Rourke is one of the biggest AI creators out there. He is a leading voice. He is an AI educator. And Rourke, thank you for coming.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And we have our very own Ira Belsky, our co-founder, our co-CEO. So Rourke, this one is for you. We heard about the circular workflow and moving from just prompting to directing. So where do you see the creative and the filmmaking industry moving forward?
Yeah, it's really interesting because I feel like nowadays we hear a lot that AI is kind of like democratizing creativity and it's empowering individuals to produce on their own, which was never possible in the past. But I think what's really important, and I'm hoping we're going to see this trend in 2026, is that creatives will realize that they can create on their own, but they'll realize that that's actually quite boring. And still collaborating together and working on projects as a team is still going to be like integral. So I really hope that we can continue to kind of move in a good direction where creatives are still partnering together. But it's also great that it's empowering people to, make their first $1,000 with creativity using AI. I think it's super empowering.
Amazing. And this industry is moving so fast. And Bernie, Google is at the center of it all. I mean, Google today has the world's most leading models. Bernie, can you give us a behind-the-scene look of how you're building these systems today?
Sure. First of all, thank you so much for having me.
Always.
This is phenomenal. We're so happy to partner with Artlist. Our mission at Google is always to bring the best models to the forefront for all the creators, especially here in the room. And we try. But I think some perspective. For example, our image model Imagine 4 was launched in May 2025. And the first Nano Banana came out in August. Who's used Nano Banana in the room? The official name is Gemini 2.5 Pro Image. Not as sexy. And then, so from August to November, we launched Nano Banana Pro. So it's a neck-breaking speed in how these models are coming out. And you can just imagine, that entire craziness that's happening at Google right now. But I think in the end, we have that North Star in mind that we really want to deliver the models that these wonderful creators, filmmakers, producers, advertisers, and marketers will use. And we're very grateful that there is a platform that will help them do that. So we always envision ourselves as the plumbing, the Lego blocks. But we need architects and we need people to put these together so that it makes sense for the creator. So we're very happy to be in this position. It's a privilege and very happy to be here.
100%. Ira, with all the capabilities that AI brings, we are seeing a gold rush towards new business models. So across tech and creation and the filmmaking industry, where exactly do you see the new opportunities? What does it mean for new opportunities?
I think, first of all, when we looked at this, and hopefully this goes and shown by the vision and what we're building, Artlist's whole business model and vision strategy relies on the fact that creators continues to be integral part of the creative process, right? Yes, AI, if you really wanted to, could create stuff in a click of a button. We believe in a future where creators are a crucial part, and story and intention and creative direction is actually the virtue that separates people from machine. I think the opportunities are vast because, and we've discussed this with Google as well, we're going to probably see the rise of long-form, high-quality UGC, meaning the next Breaking Bad or Stranger Things in 2 years could come from someone's basement or someone here. And that's amazing in our mind, right? We discussed democratization a lot of times. And we've seen that happen into the music industry over the past 20 years, and it's coming to video now. We feel like it's a privilege to be at the forefront of all of this, building tools that at the heart of them are focused on building that bridge between ideas and video. I'm a filmmaker, so I'm as excited, as curious as everyone else here as what the future will hold. Again, our focus, like I mentioned in my talk, never changed. It just grew tenfold. So, yeah.
Okay, so Bernie, he's asking what the future would hold. I mean, you see the roadmap 2-3 years down the line, and we've seen the massive leap in the quality of the models just this year. So Bernie, from your own experience, from your expertise in this industry, what's next? What should we be preparing for? And don't give us Google secrets.
I can't. Otherwise, there's an invisible hand will take me away from the stage. No, I think what we all should prepare for, I think, is a different mindset. In some of the projects that we work with our partners, let's say in Hollywood or other international companies, that in the middle of a project, there could be a new model that could come out and solve that problem you're working for like 4 months. And insert new model here. So we're very grateful that there are platforms like Artlist that are creating Artlist Studio, for example, that could easily interchange these models to adopt. Because yes, today we are perhaps one of the leading models. Tomorrow may be a different story, but we strive to always be on top. But I think the mindset of the creators in this room, I think we could prepare for change. We could allow ourselves to, in the middle of a project, have the grace that sometimes, problems, for example, in continuity, in audio syncing, for example, those could be solved in future models or with different techniques and workflow. I actually stole one of your prompts from one of your posts and actually did it today, which is kind of awesome.
Where's his manager?
I think it's so wonderful that we are seeing, like where we sit at Google, we don't necessarily see how our models, it's like our children, we put it out there in the world and hopefully people like them. And thankfully people do like them so far. And the wonderful ways that you push the boundaries of technology to build these wonderful stories, these images, these workflows, and these just these images that are just mind blowing to a non-artist like myself.
100%. And Rourke, I'm sure it's exciting times for creators. I mean, you guys built literally entire worlds, but I'm sure it's also overwhelming because if education becomes outdated in months, like Bernie said, the change is so fast. So how can creators build sustainable channels, sustainable careers without always constantly feeling like they have to play some kind of catch-up game?
Yeah, I'm curious to ask the crowd actually, who here has felt overwhelmed in the AI space before? Yeah, a lot of people. It's super overwhelming. It's like one of the biggest pieces of feedback that we get for people who sign up to our creative AI education program is like, this is so overwhelming. And like, we get it. Like, there is a lot to kind of process, but I feel like the AI space hit a point recently, thanks to people like Bernie, with Google Nano Banana 3, that actually, in my opinion, put a bit of a halt on the AI space for a while, because it allowed us to actually just settle with the models that we've got. And I feel like the whole of last year was just like new update after new update, and it was really tiring. We never really could get into like a flow state as creatives, because you'd start a project and then the work that you were working on would feel outdated because a new model came out and it was way better. So people who were working on feature-length films, you couldn't do it because, you know, by the time that you would finish something, it would just look pretty crappy and outdated. So, you know, when Nano Banana Pro came out, it really, for me, was like a turning point in the industry where we could be like, okay, it's here now. Like, image generation, I'd be happy if no image model, ever released ever again. Like,
get off stage.
But it's because the image models are getting so good that like they're so photorealistic and there's so much control that you can do. Artlist 1.0, create it as your base image. You pair it with Nano Banana Pro to put yourself into it, right? There's, you know, new models coming out all the time. It's great, but Nano Banana Pro is such a strong model that it really allowed, you know, creatives to play catch up, and that's really refreshing. We can now actually create and kind of achieve whatever we want, and to me that's beautiful because now people can tell entire stories, and that's beautiful.
Yeah, amazing. And Ira, Artlist is building tools to help creators tell stories through AI, but sometimes, or maybe, AI is pushing back away the creators from the creative process. So what will be the creator's role in the future? How do you see it?
First of all, sorry for the model.
No, it's a good model.
By the way, try
I'm
it
so
out. It's
screwed.
good for video. No, I think, and I mentioned this, you know, I'm a filmmaker. I built this company from a personal passion. Like, we started with hopefully some of you guys have used us in the past for licensing assets.
The majority.
And it was my passion. Like, I really loved creating videos, and I really wanted better music, and I had friends who were musicians. I'm like, let's do something about it. I think we can do a better job than others. Very naively, very humble. I never dreamed of this, but so when we take these steps, I think it, first of all, comes from a personal curiosity and excitement, and there's intention. Like, at the end of the day, everything is an idea that you want to fulfill. You want to see it visually in the real world. You want to take it out. AI is great at it. It's not an enemy. Yes, maybe some companies will build tools that have a marketer push a button and get 20 ads. Nice. Like, we're not interested in that. Like, we think the value of ideas and creativity and taste and intention is forever. And we also believe that, like, my personal ambitions, like, you know, I run a company and still like to create videos. I think we create videos because we want to create videos. We want to express ourselves. We don't do it because someone necessarily needs it. That being said, I still think clients and people watching want the human in the loop. There's going to be more stories, great. Attention span is still limited. And it's going to go where there's true stories that are built and move you. And I think that's what all of us are passionate about, and I'm sure that's why you guys are all in this. And I'm super, super happy to see all these amazing faces who I follow on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, who are doing such great job and helping people understand, Yes, we're painters and the camera was invented. It's scary. But it's actually, photography is great as well. So I think AI is at the end of the day another expression layer for all of us. It could be hybrid. It could be also AI. You could still just shoot stuff. It's a tool and it's amazing, an amazing tool. So I think, for me, it's always like creators first, and that's how we build, and hopefully that's the way the world's gonna move.
Yeah, 100%. Rourke and Bernie, this one is for you, and the last one. Can you add to what Ila said and give us a skill that will always hold value, that will always matter, no matter how advanced the technology gets?
Do you want to go?
Sure.
Yeah.
Like for me, please stay curious. I honestly believe, and this is Bernie's hat on, not Google's hat, that we're just still scratching the surface of AI. We're not even started in this wonderful journey that we're all in together. So stay curious. And also provide feedback. I think the way we learn is hearing, from folks like Artlist, for example. We don't have that really close relationship with the creators, but you do, and you bubble up those feedback. That's the only way we can also improve on the work that we're doing at Google. So yes, please stay curious, experiment. Don't be afraid to fail. It's exactly what this entire AI system is built for.
Amazing work.
Yeah, I think for me, it's like a two-part answer. I feel like it's to kind of touch on yours as well, Bernie. It's that curiosity to make sure that, I think as creatives, more than ever now, we have to figure out what we can do to stand out. And for me, AI makes a lot of the jobs very easy now, in the creative process. And for me, it's that curiosity to find, okay, AI has made this part of the creative process easy. Which part of the creative process is not so easy? And then starting to learn that part. So if the post-production part for you is the hard part and it's learning the skills in post-production, focus on your time on learning those skills. If sound design is really hard for you, focus your time on learning those skills to complement your AI production. And the last part is, which I think is one of the most underrated skills in the industry, is relationship building. This space, you cannot keep up with all of the updates on your own. Building relationships with other creatives is super empowering, and it's the best way that you can stay up to date. And also just building relationships with other people who are doing cool things in the industry. You'll learn so much more at such a quicker pace. So that's been really important.
I think the AI creator industry is just expanding and expanding with days, so that's amazing. That's it. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for your insights. And thank all of you for coming, for your time. We appreciate you. And continue to enjoy your evening.